All right, everyone to your places.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Get the lights.
Yes, sir. Striking.
Quiet on the set, please. We're on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's it. Don't be afraid, folks. It's just us, your friendly Halloween leftovers on the Arlington Weekly News, our first show in November 2017. Holy cow, the Burr months are upon us. Welcome. Thanks for watching. I'm Craig Nolan.
And I'm Daniel Pineda.
The rest of the folks.
My name's Adele Quo.
Just the rest of us.
Rest of our guy.
A leftover ghoul.
Yeah, leftover ghouls here on our post-Halloween show. We hope you enjoyed our Halloween show this year. It was an extravaganza that all of us put a lot of time and effort into, and it was quite the show, quite the show. Well, let's see. What do we have here? News and CBB. Adele is here with...
It's easy being green.
Indeed, it is CBB, as I mentioned. Denise is here talking about Antony and Cleopatra tonight. Denise and her reviews, our News for Seniors segment. And then Miriam Gennari, our Styrofoam mom, and another installment of her Sustainable Scoop. And that's our show. But before we go, here's a social media.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News, and also on the radio, right, Craig?
That's right, WERA 96.7 LP-FM. Check us out on the radio. Check us out. Okay, here we go. The first of our news items here. Remember the 5th of November. November 5th is observed as Guy Fawkes Day in England, but this year in this country, it's the end of daylight savings time. Yes, it's time to get ready to set your clocks back 1 hour. Some people will appreciate the extra hour before waking up, and others will notice the extra hour at the end of the day before they go home. However, this year there's more to it than that. This year the AIRE program is offering a light bulb sampler box. You can check out one of the boxes at the Arlington County Public Library using a library card, and then try out the different kinds of bulbs without the cost of actually buying them. It gives a different meaning, rather, to the expression light reading. Daniel.
And Craig, now on to our next story for tonight. At a presentation Tuesday at the county board meeting, County Manager Mark Schwartz said projections show 3% growth in revenues for fiscal year 2019. But expenses are projected to increase by 4%. Budget officials in Arlington County expect this to cause a funding gap of $10 million to $13 million for the upcoming fiscal year. The projected gap does include the Arlington Public Schools revenue and budget. The gap represents between 1% and 2% of the remaining county budget. Arlington County residents currently pay $1.006 per $100 in assessed value, the lowest property tax rate in Northern Virginia. The county is in the midst of a series of budget roundtable discussions to gather suggestions from citizens.
All right, Daniel, also in our news items, on Wednesday, October 25, Arlington residents Leo, Nick, and Stephen Cantos joined very few select individuals on Wednesday night when they became Eagle Scouts, the highest rank in the scouting organization. What's more impressive is the fact that the three are triplets and they are blind. They were joined by friends, family, fellow scouts, and the U.S. Secretary of Labor, Alexander Acosta. Nick said that his adoptive father, Ollie Cantos, helped to keep him going when he was scared. Ollie and the triplets were born with retinopathy of prematurity, which can cause blindness as a result of premature birth. Ollie, having known the triplets since 2009, was granted legal joint custody of the boys, which he shares with their mother, Celia. That's good news for the Cantos boys. Congratulations to those newest Eagle Scouts. Daniel.
Well, Craig, tens of thousands of runners completed the 42nd Annual Marine Corps Marathon on Sunday, October the 22nd. from the Pentagon through D.C. and back to the Marine Corps War Memorial. The Marine Corps Marathon is the largest Marine marathon, that doesn't offer prize money, but rather honors the runners for their commitment to finish. 1,256 runners in the marathon listed Arlington as their hometown. Here is how the top 5 Arlington runners finished for both men and women. Among the men, Desta Bariso Merkama, age 32, in 2 hours and 25 minutes and 14 seconds. Kieran O'Connor, age 30, in 2 hours, 28 minutes and 7 seconds. Kenny Rayner, age 27, in 2 hours, 41 minutes and 34 seconds. Randall Myers, age 41, in 2 hours and 45 minutes and 9 seconds. Matthew Howard, age 26, in 2 hours, 46 minutes and 14 seconds. Among the women, Jessica Brown, age 26, in 3 hours and 19 minutes and 33 seconds. Liz Greenlaw, age 30, in 3 hours, 20 minutes and 22 seconds. Krista Britzman, age 26, in 3 hours, 23 minutes and 49 seconds. Brittany Kane, age 25, in 3 hours, 26 minutes and 13 seconds. Amy Bowen, age 34, in 3 hours, 28 minutes and 4 seconds. Congratulations to all who participated in the Marine Corps. Such a great
Absolutely.
honor.
26 plus miles.
Wow.
That's quite a feat. Congratulations to all those who participated. To finish is to win in any marathon. That's a great event, and they've been holding it here in Arlington for years and years and years. So congratulations to those runners and finishers. All right, we'll be back with our CBB file right after we hear from Adele Quo and
It's easy being green.
Here's Adele.
All right, thank you so much for another Easy Being Green. My name's Adele Quo, and it's all about the trees. This Easy Being Green with Joe Tree Frog and myself. We wouldn't have it any other way. Mark your calendars. Monday, November 6th is the Arlington County Tree Canopy Funds information session. If you're interested in receiving a native tree for your yard or property, join this information session at the Shirlington Library at 4200 Campbell Avenue. The Tree Canopy Fund was launched in 2009 with the goal of stopping the declining tree canopy in Arlington and restoring and increasing our county's tree cover over time. The fund provides grants to plant trees on private property or to maintain trees designated in the Champion Tree program. Each new tree will be about 2 inches in diameter, 7 feet tall at planting, and will grow to large canopy trees. The right tree planted in the right place not only offers shade, but trees properly placed around buildings can reduce air conditioning needs by 30% and save 20 to 50% in energy used for your heating and cooling, according to the USDA Forest Service. You can also meet the tree steward volunteers who offer their assistance with selection of the proper native tree. Applications for tree planting are due this December 15th, and the native trees will be planted in the spring of 2018. For more information and to register, visit www.arlingtonenvironment.org/volunteer/volunteer. Since 2009, 1,213 native trees have been planted. Here's another important deadline to support our trees that's coming up. Make your notable tree nomination by November 15th. You can visit environment.arlingtonva.us/trees/support-trees/make-notable-tree-nomination-today. Hope you got that all. For a tree to earn a spot on the county's registry and receive a certificate or plaque, factors such as size, age, historical interest, uniqueness of species, and special significance to the neighborhood are all measured and evaluated by county staff and volunteers. The Urban Forestry Commission reviews their recommendations and makes the final decision on the winners. By recognizing and thanking the citizens who maintain and care for the county's most noteworthy trees, the program hopes to encourage other residents to appreciate and take better care of greenery on their property. In turn, this will encourage the protection of our older trees and to educate and enrich our community about particular specimens. There were 10 winners honored in 2017. Those winners received their award at the county's Arbor Day ceremony in April. Since the program began, more than 450 trees have been nominated and 302 have made the list in the past 30 years. So remember, it's easy being green by celebrating our trees.
Plant a tree.
Absolutely.
You'll enjoy it, and the tree will feel better too.
I think so.
You'll both
We'll all feel better.
Plant a tree.
That was quite a website.
That's good advice. Really. 450 trees have been named as notable trees in
And
Arlington.
302 are on the registry currently.
Really, that's
Wow.
incredible.
Yeah.
A lot of good trees here in Arlington. All right, thanks, Adele.
Thank you,
You're
Adele.
welcome.
We appreciate it. Here we go, as promised now, our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Autumn has arrived, and you know what that means. It's time to get out the rake and time for the county's leaf collection trucks. They'll be moving around the neighborhoods. They've broken it down into zone. Leaves in the first zone will be collected between November 13 and November 15 in the following neighborhoods. And here they are. The list might be on your screen, maybe not. Alcova Heights, Arlington Mill, Arlington View, Ballston, Virginia Square, Boulevard Manor, Clarendon Courthouse, Colonial Village, Columbia Heights. But wait, there's more.
Much more, Craig. That's right. Zone 1 collection includes Dominion Hills, Forest Glen, Forest Hills, Foxcroft Heights, Glen Carlin, John M. Langston, Long Branch Creek, Knock, North Highlands, North Roslyn, Radnor Fort Myer Heights, and Waycroft Woodlawn. Craig.
And if you think that's exciting, well, we're trying to get camera 2 to, there we go, thank you, Paul. If you think that's exciting, remember that's just zone 1. And if you think it's boring, just remember how unhappy you'd be if you missed out when the leaf pickup trucks came by and all the uncollected leaves covered up your yard, your car, your house, and blotted out the sun. Holy cow. Well, we'll cover zone 2 in next week's show, since that pickup won't happen until November 15 through November 17. Daniel.
Well, Craig, here's something a little more interesting for the younger set, a teen golf and laser tag trip. It's an all-day double excursion to Top Golf as well as Shadowland. The event begins on Tuesday, November the 7th at 9 a.m. And the starting location is at the Thomas Jefferson Community and Fitness Center. That's located at 3501 2nd Street South in Arlington, Virginia. That's the same location as this past summer's Arlington County Fair. Participants will return at 3 p.m. and it's recommended for kids ages 11 to 17. The basic cost is $25, but it would be a good idea to bring along some additional cash for concessions and games. If you need any more information, just call 703-228-7783. In case you're wondering, Tuesday, November the 7th is a school holiday reserved for grade preparation, and it's also Election Day. Craig.
And also on our CBB file, speaking of the holidays, there's another school holiday that same week on Friday, November 10 for Veterans Day. In addition, the courts and county libraries will be closed, as well as parks and recreation admin offices. The park grounds, however, will remain open. Trash collection and recycling operations will continue on their normal schedule. However, mulch delivery and pickup services will not be available. Metro Rail and Metro Bus will operate, that is, on holiday schedules. And we'll be back with news for seniors right after we hear from Denise and her review of Antony and Cleopatra. Here's Denise.
Folger Theatre opens its season with William Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra. Director Robert Richmond decided to stage his production in the round. By having his audience literally surround the lovers, he emphasizes the passionate love affair that took priority over their public lives, hers as Queen of Egypt, and his as one of the triumvirate who ruled the Roman Empire. Antony, played by Cody Nichol, was criticized for languishing in Egypt with his beloved Cleopatra, played by Shireen Bab, by those who thought he should spend more time attending to the needs of Rome and its far-flung territories, not to mention the needs of his Roman wives. Thus, Antony does return to Rome and the inevitable conflict with Octavius Caesar. When the combined fleets of Antony and Cleopatra lose a sea battle to Octavius, Antony attempts suicide, thinking that Cleopatra has already done the same. When he is told that she is still alive, he has himself transported to her and dies in her arms. When Cleopatra fears that Octavius will take her back to Rome to shame her, she famously kills herself by clutching 2 asps to her chest. Tony Chiswick has designed a simple rotating set, described as a symbol of Egypt set atop a Roman shield. This simplicity has allowed quick and seamless transitions from scenes set in Egypt to those in Rome, and keeps the action of the play brisk and flowing. Mariah Hale's sumptuous costume designs also divide the 2 worlds. In Egypt, Cleopatra and her servants are clothed in limpid teals and blues. When we are transported to Rome, the leathers of the soldiers are draped in capes of deep burgundy tones. Even Octavia, Antony's wife, is dressed in these deep royal colors of the empire. Action is also appropriately different. The flowing movements of the handmaidens in Egypt are in stark contrast to the loud, brutal stompings of the generals in Rome. Centuries later, when we think of tragic lovers, the names of Antony and Cleopatra still come to mind. Folger's new staging of this work of Shakespeare encourages us to take a closer look at their passion and to examine the many ways it surmounted the separate public lives they were expected to live. Visit the Folger Theater before November 19th to share this intimate experience. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
All right, thanks Denise, and her review of the classic Antony and Cleopatra. Here we go, as promised now, our News for Seniors segment. Well, representatives from the Arlington County Fire Department will be meeting with seniors to provide safety tips for the winter. That's coming up on Wednesday, November 8th at 11 in the morning at Langston Brown Senior Center. They're located at 2121 North Culpeper Street here in Arlington. Bill Copeland from Home Depot will share additional safety tips and lights and Christmas trees on Thursday, November 9 at 10 a.m. at Walter Reed Senior Center. That's located at 2909 South 16th Street. For more details, call Langston Brown at 703-228-6300 and Walter Reed at 703-228-0955. Senor Pineda.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. Well, Arlington Mills Senior Center is hosting a fall festival, complete with music, carnival games, a photo booth, refreshments, and much more. That's on Wednesday, November the 8th from 10 a.m. to noon. There is no admission fee, so it's free. The location is 909 South Dinwiddie Street. That's in Arlington, Virginia. Please call to sign up at 703-228-7369. Mr. Craig.
All right. Gracias, Senor Pineda. Camera 2. I keep reminding camera 2 there. Okay, thank you, Paul. Here we go. Also in our News for Seniors items, museum educator Min Chi Hyun will discuss selected artworks from Korea Gallery at DC's Freer and Sackler Galleries beginning Thursday, November 9 at 11 in the morning at Lee Senior Center. She is presenting a 3-part program which includes a visit to the gallery and discussions before and after the visit. There's a fee for this one, $6, which includes transportation. Not bad. You can come to 5722 Lee Highway in Arlington to register, or you can give them a call to register. Their number should be on your screen there, 703-228-0555. Daniel.
And Craig, Christy Clark of Insight Memory Care will discuss understanding and caring for a person with dementia. That's on Tuesday, November the 14th at 10 a.m. at the Walter Reed Senior Center. That's at 2909 16th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. The program will cover different types of dementia, common behaviors, and strategies to help in communication. Call to register. That's at 703-228-0955. And also a news for seniors. Do you know what to do in case of an emergency or a disaster? Will you have the right things on hand for your family and pets to endure a lengthy power outage? A representative from the Office of Emergency Management will share checklists and other information coming up on Wednesday, November 15 at 1:30 in the afternoon at Aurora Hills Senior Center. They're at 735 18th Street South, 18th Street South in Arlington. Give them a call to register and get more information, 703-228-5722. And we'd also like to pass along our thanks to Judy Misabny of OSAP, the Office of Senior Adult Programs, for helping us out and sending us these announcements. Thanks, Judy. We appreciate it. All right, we'll be back with a little sign-off and bye-bye and maybe a game score on Game 7 of the World Series here right after you hear from our Styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari, and another installment of her Sustainable Scoop. Here's Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I consider myself pretty learned on the sustainability and environmental scene in the region, but my guest today, he just blows my doors off. My guest is Jim Schulman. He is an architect. He is a regional sustainability strategist. He just vacated his seat as treasurer on the Building Material Reuse Association, and he's the founder of Community Forklift. And I could go on and on, but welcome, Jim.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to finally have you here.
It's a pleasure.
Well, one of the reasons I brought you here is because you have some pretty exciting news on the scene, especially in Washington, D.C., which is already a pretty green city, but tell us what's happening in the building scene.
Sure. Most people don't really realize that 40 to 50% of building materials, of waste in a major city like Washington, D.C. comes from buildings. So how can that be? Well, that's mostly when buildings are being renovated or torn down. So, and it makes sense actually, buildings are heavy, so making up 40 to 50% of the waste stream makes perfect sense. But it's frustrating because it's been very hard to do something about that.
And there's a lot of good stuff inside, right?
Yes,
there's
yes.
a lot of good stuff inside. Windows, doors.
Yes. If anybody's familiar with Habitat Restores or a business like Community Forklift that I happen to have founded, you'll know that there are lots of materials: doors, windows, light fixtures, plumbing fixtures, masonry, wood, lumber. It goes on, that can be either reused in the form in which they were manufactured or can be repurposed for some other use. So, and I think the world is waking up to the fact that reusing building materials is about the greenest thing you can do.
Well, but there are businesses, and as an entrepreneur, you've helped these businesses get off the ground, but a government to make a move in a direction to get people to reuse and recycle is challenging.
Yeah. We, and when I say we, I'm referring to groups like the Building Materials Reuse Association, a national nonprofit, as well as in D.C., the Zero Waste Committee of the D.C. Sierra Club. These groups have been working to try to get first the state of Maryland and then Prince George's County and D.C. to adopt legislation that would incentivize or regulate the use of building materials and the reuse of building materials without success. And so finally, we hit on a new tactic, which is to change the building code. Now, D.C., to its credit, already has a very progressive green commercial building code. So very large buildings, large apartment buildings, already have a 50% kind of reuse or recycling requirement built in, part of their waste management planning. But for residential, that means 1 and 2 family dwellings, you're thinking townhouses, duplexes, there's no such requirement until now, because we worked with the DC Department of Consumer and Regulatory Affairs and their residential technical advisory group to come up with a pithy little amendment to the DC residential building code that will require that 5% of renovated buildings or new construction, 5% of those materials that would otherwise be disposed of have to be either repurposed, reused, or 5% of reused materials could be installed.
Got you, because there's lots of great countertops, there's all kinds of flooring, there's a lot of things that can be used.
Absolutely.
So this is a big development, and that's one of the reasons that you recently were recognized, because you helped push this along. I mean, what's the benchmark? Where are you at right now?
We got a unanimous vote of the CCCB, which is the DC Construction Codes Coordinating Board. And the CCCB is sort of the last big level of review for the 3-year cycle that the building codes go through. And they unanimously approved our amendment to require on residential projects that 5% of the materials be reused. And that's maybe the first in the country.
That's huge. Congratulations. And so thank you for your work and all the groups that worked on that. Now, before you go, I want to talk a little bit about your next project. You're the executive director for the Regional Alliance for
It's ARC, the Alliance for Regional Cooperation.
Regional Cooperation.
And that's an incipient group, but we have a design team and we have an advisory board, and it's supported by a number of groups that came together to form it. The Think Local First DC, which represents about 600 or 700 businesses in the district.
Because regional, working together, manufacturing, recycling, rebuilding, all of those things happen best when you have a geographic group.
Right. So we also have the Chesapeake Sustainable Business Council, which represents mostly Maryland and Maryland policy. And we've got in Virginia, the 1,000 Friends of Virginia's Future, a nonprofit. So these groups from the DMV came together to form ARC. And our ambition is to help stoke the regional economy, to help get small independent businesses to work with each other to supply their basic needs, both front of house and back of house, so that we don't need to tap into the global economy.
Well, I want to hear more about this as it moves forward. I want to hear what your group is thinking about styrofoam. But in the meantime, I want people to know how to get in touch with you. So how do they do that?
The easiest way is by email, regionalarchitect@gmail.com. Jim Schulman.
Jim Schulman. Jim Schulman, keep up the good work, and I will too.
Thank you.
I'll see you at the next meeting.
All right.
All right. And I want to thank all of you for watching The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Miriam, and her guest Jim Schulman talking about construction and all of that stuff. Where does all that stuff go? Really, there's a lot of
That community
stuff left
forklift is a wonderful program.
Really, and it's something that maybe more people should be looking at. So we appreciate that. Thanks, Miriam. And that's our World Series Game 7 show here for 1 November 2017. We thank you for watching, and I guess a quick update. Well, as of this taping, it's 5-0 Astros.
Devastation! Come on, Dodgers.
5-0 Astros, which is pretty sad news for you Dodgers fans over there. But we'll see what happens by the time you watch this.
Not over yet.
Tomorrow, it'll be all over. So that's our show, and we thank you for watching. We hope you have a safe and happy, Halloween, and a safe and happy fall season. It's upon us. Stay warm, and stay tuned to us right here at AIM. We're the Arlington Weekly News, and we thank you for watching. Have a safe week. Take care. Bye-bye.